Welcome back to the CDMX Ciudad de Mexico, Mexico City Botanic Garden tour in a multi-video series. Last video I talked about the common names and how the botanic names are more helpful. Frambuesa, Rubus idaeus. I guess even in Spanish you'd pronounce it differently because the vowels are pronounced different. But frambuesa, raspberries, red raspberries. Limon is pretty much any kind of citrus. It's not just lime. I think of limon as lime, but it's any. It's lemons, it's limes, it's maybe not as much naranjas. Here's fresa. Fresas are, maybe you can guess from knowing fragaria and maybe seeing the leaves, what would you say in the comments this is frambuesa? And maybe the flower will help you too. Frambuesas are, well, I'll show you the picture and now you'll know. Ding ding ding, correct, strawberries. Okay, here's another one. Tell me the common name of here's the botanic name, Areobatria. Areobatria japonica is a loquat, but I don't see any loquat fruits that are like orange colored. They have large seeds and they're very delicious, and your neighbors, if they have these trees, will not be eating them. I grew up around a couple of large trees and I was always excuse me. It's rather dry out here. Need some water. Sorry for coughing in your ear, but I was always eating the loquats, and they were like, I was like, are you gonna eat those? Can I have those? They're like, go ahead. I'm like, are you kidding? These are delicious. They didn't even know what they were. They didn't even know they're edible. That's America for you. Here's mentha piperita is a spearmint. Very potent, another deliciously fragrant and oilful plant, which oil is called cera, C-E-R-A. Here is another fragrant one, canela. Canela is cinnamon. So it's the bark, and you can see videos of peeling the bark in India, and it's a huge process, and it's amazing how efficiently they do it and how cheap they make it. But cinnamomum varum. And I got sort of a little tight planting in here. I'm sure they'll plant them out when they get bigger. It's getting a little bit crowded in here. But I love this arbor, makes it nice and cool. All these vines. I talked about all the vines in the last video. Toronjil. I smelled it before. It smells like anise, but it looks like it's in the sage family. But they don't have the botanic name. I looked all around for it. It looks, it looks like sage. It looks like, what am I trying to think of? A couple other plants, and they're sort of blending in my brain right now. So I guess I'll just move on. Here we go. Let's see if you know albahaca. Comment if you know albahaca before I tell you that it's what is it? Comment. Basil. That's right. Basil. There's a wonderful large fragrant lavendula, and nopal. Nopales are very popular. It's sort of the flower that bulbs up and is sort of a fruit that gets grilled or sliced, or even the baby leaves of these. They slice off the spines and then grill just the whole leaf and eat that. It's very I think it's very good for the guts and nutritious. I'm trying to show you the sign here. Nopal Opuntia ficus indica. Ficus indica. Alrighty then. This looks like some kind of beans they got growing up there. large area for events. And so this lists, shade on that, unless I go this way. It lists all of the, maybe not all, many of the plants that we just saw. So that was exciting. Now, right next door, on this wonderful pathway, is this really cute, is barrel garden a thing? That would be a great name for the reuse in this garden is quite fantastic. There's another area of reuse that we'll visit. But here's these little succulents. There's my shadow. Maybe I'm a succulent when it all comes down to it. These ones get some bright flowers. Drosera is there's a bunch of people around. I'm trying to be polite. Drosera is a carnivorous plant. Drosanthemum is what that is. It has another word too, because they update the freaking words, and then I can't quite keep track. But look at this barrel garden. They have these cute tops on them. It's just like roofing material that's been bound into a circle and just thrown over the top. Let's see if I can show you in the shade here. With just to put it together with a little screw. I think they screwed it to the barrel, but it's just probably maybe tar or something, and sand maybe. But there's a bunch of them. Makes this cute pathway at different varied levels through this really interesting succulent garden. Oh boy, this one I used to know the name of, but it's escaping me at the current moment. But you can comment on it, because I'm sure you know what that is. You're sitting comfortably, theoretically indoors, and looking at these wonderful videos with a calm mind, and you're not trying to be an actor, entertainer, and cinematographer all at the same time. That's what I love about you. And so here you go, lots of different succulents and other agaves and things. And ooh, this might have a sign. Wow, look at this other garden. What the heck? It's like grasses and stuff. People are inspecting the crop circle in the middle there. There, I was right. Drosanthemum. Drosio purpurea. Drosanthemum hispidum. Yeah, man, when that goes to flower, that is gonna light up purple, like a really bright purple. It's really, really beautiful. Tambos vivos. What does that mean? I don't have my translator ready to look that up. This is a garden created with tambos de colores adaptos para poder cruzarlos. Adapted to walk on them. Succulents maintained for the health of the water and the height. Okay. It's good for patios, gardens, and azoteas verdes. Azoteas? I don't know what that is. Maybe you can look that up for me and comment about that too. But what a cool idea, right? Beautiful garden, varied levels. I mean, a ton of work, but if you got like a whole yard full of barrels that you would otherwise just trash, like you could like revamp an entire area, reclaim it for garden use. I have no idea what they're doing. What are they doing? Oh, they're stacking rocks. It's like a Zen garden. Have you ever stacked rocks? Like, you know, I'm sure you've seen that, the artists stacking rocks, and then they try to keep them from falling over. Leave the rocks. I guess the wind is going to blow them over eventually, but what a weird. That's red. It's just like it's steel edging, steel edges of the raised beds painted red instead of letting them rest. Parterres colorados. It's a formal garden. the symmetry. And the species in there are love grass, Salvia coccinea, and crocosmia. Crocosmia is a great one if you've ever worked with that one. Well, I can see they're missing stuff already because that's stipa, that's a feather grass. Very hardy, difficult to kill, but also kind of weedy. I guess that's the bright stuff, and the bright green in the middle is the crocosmia. So they're a ways away from flowering, but that'll be absolutely lovely when they do. There's just a little, what do they call this? Entrada y descubre. You can enter and discover, shall we? What shall we discover? There's a little mosquito pool here of stagnant water. That's what I've discovered so far. We are right up against the street here. Sedum reflexum. That must be this one. Sedum reflexum. That was that other one I couldn't think of at the moment, is sedum. Now I'm in the shade a little bit. So we entered, and what are we discovering here? I see more pools of water. There's one here. It's like sacrificial water. I don't know, but I wanted to show you this other really weird plant. It's like a bunch of, I've never seen it grow like that or have it allowed. It usually gets very weedy. It's called equisetum, or horsetail. And actually, this is the one that Rudolf Steiner talks about, this is Equisetum arvenza, because it's really hard to find. The most common one gets a bunch of feathery tops to it. It gets a bunch of branching off of it. Am I wrong? I think I might be completely off about that. Darn it. It's embarrassing to be wrong on camera, permanently lodged into the mind of the YouTube, but I think this is actually some form of cactus. I got excited because I've been looking for that equisetum for a long time. But this is an unnamed variety, and it's the only one of its kind, so we shall never know, shall we? We can only guess and say things. Because those stupid plant app identifiers, those are garbage for the most part. It'll help you on some basic landscape stuff, but actually identifying rare and or odd things, it's not built for that. So Jardín Huella de Pedregal. There you go. And that concludes this section. We'll turn around and you can see the red again, because that was awesome. Ooh, red. Ooh, yeah, look at that red. Beautiful. All right, signing off, Damon, the Global Gardener. We're gonna do a whole series, so I got a couple more videos yet to make, and I would look forward to seeing you there.